Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Wednesday Hardware Wallet Roundup, where I talk about hardware wallets and kind of focus on the guts of self-custody. I want to thank everybody for being here. I decided to do it a little bit later today. I think I had mentioned it last week. It seems like most of my viewers are the sweet spot is around the early afternoon, like 12 o'clock, at least according to YouTube metrics, because I wasn't getting a whole bunch of people that early, but I noticed that a lot of people were sort of watching it after the fact later in the day. So we're going to try that. Not to mention my parents are in town visiting for Christmas, and they wanted to have breakfast this morning. And I totally forgot about the live stream. We were on our way to breakfast, and I'm like, I guess I'm not doing the live stream at 9 o'clock since we're meeting them for breakfast at 8:30. So truth be told. But there's a couple of cool things going on with hardware wallets this morning. There's news that Trezor has just announced support for Solana. And so we'll check out Trezor Suite, and I'll transfer some Solana into my Trezor wallet. That sounds like something we can sink our teeth into. And then also the Keystone 3 Pro hardware wallet has additional support for some coins with their new firmware update. So I'm going to play around with that if nobody's asking any burning questions, or we might spend the entire day doing burning questions. Also, I did a video yesterday on the Tangem card. Tangem sent me this commemorative Caspa card, and there's of course 3 of them, and I did a restore, and when I did the restore, it occurred to me that the original set that I used to create my seed phrase is still here. So now that I have done the restore with these additional 3 cards, I now have a 6-card set for backing up my Tangem wallet. So that's pretty cool. A lot of people are worried about maybe losing one of their cards. And so this seed phrase thing allowed me to create an additional set and conceivably an unlimited number of cards. Now, you don't want to create, 15 or 20 because you might misplace one. But just remember that anytime you initialize a Tangem card, you create an access code so that if someone else finds the card, they can't use it. They can't access your crypto. A lot of people worry about that. But anyway, so we can do that stuff today. And of course, I'm open for questions. Throw out your questions. Let me go over here to the screen and see where we're at. Not that screen. This screen. Yeah. So first of all, just say hello to everybody. W, thanks for being here. It's nice to hear that, you have been busy with your kids, which is great. And you haven't been in a live stream for about a year. So good to have you here this morning. And PJ Playhouse, I know you've been in the stream quite often, so it's good to have you back. Kenny, it's good to have Kenny here for moral support. I always feel better when Kenny's here. Reddit, PJ's talking about Ledger. He's not using Ledger anymore. I can totally understand that. A lot of people are sour on the Ledger for a lot of reasons, business decisions and vulnerabilities and hacks in their software process. But I will put that out there that this latest hack was not the Ledger device itself or Ledger Live. It did not affect either of those. This was a small library used for DApps when you're connecting your device to a website or a DApp. It was an open source piece of software, but that's really no excuse. It was maintained by Ledger. Ledger had, authorization to upload new versions of that software. They were sort of the custodians of that open source piece of software, and a former employee was phished and his credentials were stolen, which allowed the attacker to update that software, which uploaded a wallet drainer when people were connecting their devices to DApps. Keep in mind that those people that got hacked still had to authorize the hacked software on their device. So the security of the device was still there. They were just tricked into doing something malicious. We'll talk about that a little more. I've been talking about that a lot. I kind of just want to focus on stuff that might interest you guys. A few other people have filtered in, so it's good to have you guys here. Trevor Zook, Louis Barbaroso, and I think I just answered your question that Ledger and Ledger Live are both safe to use, although a lot of people don't care for them. Blockstream Jade, I have never heard back from them. I have asked them a couple of times to send me one of their wallets and haven't heard back from them. So unfortunately, I can't comment on the Blockstream Jade. A lot of people are asking me about it. I'm really sorry that they haven't sent me one. Which is better, Trezor T or Safe? They're two different, it's like apples to oranges. The interface is nicer on the T. The Trezor Safe is the Trezor Safe 3 is their newest one. We'll play around with those here in just a second because they now support Solana. I think I'll dive into that. Best wallet right now, that's another subjective question. Every wallet has its pros and cons, ease of use, security, affordability, back and forth. It really depends on the person. But of course, I still like my Ledger. It seems to be still the most versatile wallet out there. Trezor is a close second. Those are basically the two best-selling hardware wallets out there, and the new Tangem wallets are really coming into their own because of their simplicity of design and ease of use. So those are the top three right now. But we're going to be talking about some, if I can find my my wallet, we're going to be talking about some air-gapped wallets here, if I can find them. Yeah, this is my Keystone 3 Pro. So I'm going to try to do the firmware update live, which will probably be an epic fail. So why don't we go over to the story that I've got linked in the description down below, and that is the Trezor Models T and Safe 3 now safeguard Solana assets, and that's today. This just hit today. So this integration marks an important moment for Trezor users as Solana continues to gain prominence. Now, I would be interested to see if it supports Solana tokens as well as Solana proper, right? Because Ledger Live supports Solana, but it does not support Solana tokens. If you're not aware, Solana is a cryptocurrency, but it also has sub-tokens on its chain, like Bonk and a couple of others. And so these are sub tokens on the Solana chain. So there are some wallets that do support all those tokens. Why don't we log into my, while we're talking about that, let's go ahead and log into my Solflare wallet. And you can see that I am currently hodling some Solana here. Not a whole bunch. I could probably use a little more Solana in this wallet. And then I have some Solana tokens down here. And this wallet will allow me to swap and trade on the Solana chain. So it's a pretty versatile Solana-based wallet. And I am using my Ledger device to secure this wallet. So the private key for this Solana wallet is on my Ledger device. And I don't have to have it connected to just look at the balance. But if I wanted to make a transfer or one of these swaps, I would need to connect my device to authorize that. So now, why don't we go over to the Trezor suite, get that launched, and why don't we start with my Trezor Safe 3. Let me see if I can turn on this other. Well, I think I've got. Let me check this camera over here and see if I've got that up and running. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, so this is my Trezor Safe 3. It's their newest offering. It does have a secure element chip in there. So let's connect it to my computer and see what happens when we try to add Solana, which is going to be cool. And I was telling you about these Tangem cards here. You can see that I've got two sets of Tangem cards that are both connected to the same wallet, because this is a new set of Tangem cards. When I set them up, I generated a 12-word seed phrase, and then I used that 12-word seed phrase to restore onto this set of cards. So now all 6 of these cards are tied to the same wallet, which is pretty cool, because now I've got like 6 different cards. But anyway, we'll go with that. Let's stick with the Trezor first. That camera's not straight, so you can kind of see the, whoops. You can kind of see the the edges of the table. I usually try to position that camera a little better, but we're kind of working on the fly today, but that's okay. So I'm just going to connect this guy to one side, and then the other side I'm going to connect to my computer. So the Trezor devices are desktop based. They don't have Bluetooth, and I don't think you can connect them to a phone. I know you can't connect them to an iPhone. You might be able to connect them to an Android-based phone, but I'm not too sure about that. I'm pretty sure Trezor just supports desktop. But they do have an app, but it doesn't have the functionality. It's a watch-only app. So let's go ahead and see what happens. I need to enter my PIN here real quick. There's always a lull in my live streams while I'm entering my PIN. And then if I try to talk to pass the time, I end up screwing up my PIN entry. So let's see if I can do this while I'm talking. It's not going to be easy. I'm almost done here. Let's see if that worked. Did I get it? Yeah, I did. Okay. All right, so we'll just go into the standard wallet. This is the Trezor suite. This is the software that you use for your Trezor. Now, I'm kind of wondering if the Solana support is going to require an update, or whether this Solana support is even active yet. I mean, they said it was on 12.20, and this is 12.20. So, and this device is kind of empty at the moment. But if we want to add new coins, as you can see, well, if you go to my accounts, you can see that I've set up Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, Dogecoin, and Cardano. Those were already supported. But if you wanted to add support for a new coin that you would like to store on in this wallet, then you go up here to plus, you pull that down, and I don't see Solana. Let's see, active, more coins. I still don't see Solana. So yeah, I'm not sure if there's something I need to do to get Solana support. Let's go over, like we're doing this live, guys, so we'll see. Mary Line Hodge, thank you so much for that donation. I appreciate it, and that's actually the first time you've donated on my channel, so I really appreciate that. Yeah, so let's go over to that story here. Trezor unlocks Solana support. Today is the day Trezor supports Solana. Both Trezor Model T and Trezor Safe 3 now support SOL as well as all SPL tokens. Okay, so you remember I was wondering whether they support the Solana tokens. Let's see. The inclusion of SLP token support is particularly noteworthy, allowing users to manage a diverse range of tokens built on the Solana blockchain. This flexibility enhances the overall user experience, providing Trezor users with seamless access to the expanding Solana ecosystem. And Coinbase is adding support for Bonk, which is interesting. Yeah, but how do we get Solana on in the Trezor suite? I'm wondering. Let's go. Well, I can't do that. Let's see. Well, this is it. This is what they sent me. Let's see. Starting November 20th. Today is I'm sorry. Starting December 20th, and today is the 20th. We'll offer Sol the native token of the Solana network. You can now send and receive tokens with ease and enjoy the security. Thank you again for that donation. I appreciate it. That's interesting. Okay. They don't really explain how you enable it, right? Because we're over here and I don't see it. And I was surprised that I didn't get an alert for a software or a firmware update when I launched the Trezor suite. That's kind of interesting. Now, they might be pushing out this update regionally in pieces, but the news story says that today's the day. So, but I don't see any way to enable Solana support here. Interesting. Yeah, I don't see it. Okay. Testnet. I don't see Solana here either. Okay, well, that's interesting. What was I was thinking of, I was thinking to see if perhaps the Solflare wallet now supports Trezor devices. Let's check that. So if we add a new wallet and we connect, yeah, they have Ledger support and Keystone support in this third-party wallet, but I don't see Trezor. So interesting. Well, I'm just going to Google it and see what happens. How to enable Solana support in Trezor suite. It's not supported. Feel free to visit coins and Trezors. Okay. Interesting. Well, maybe, I don't know. So if I launch my Trezor suite and they tell me there's an update, then I'll do another video, I guess. Yeah, because usually when you launch Trezor suite, if there's some kind of update, it'll tell you when you launch it. I'm just gonna relaunch it here and see if anything happens. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, it's not telling me that there's a new version out. Well, let's try my Trezor T, just for the heck of it. So the Trezor T is the touchscreen based wallet. I'll let this load up all the way and see. Yeah, still no Solana that I can see here. Interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this guy. And then we'll connect my Trezor T and see what happens. Maybe there'll be a firmware update for the Trezor T. This is what happens when you work live, man. Things don't always like pan out the way you expect. God forbid I try to do that firmware. Good Lord. There we go. That firmware update on the hardware wallet. Okay, so let's hit this. So now I have my Trezor T attached. Poopity boo. Oh, yeah, and it's active. Oh, okay, yeah. And really, I need to change the name of this so that I can keep these two wallets straight. So if we go to settings and device, device name. Yeah, we want to call this one my Trezor T, because I have a Trezor Safe 3 as well, and that so when it mounts up, I'm not sure, right? So I need to authorize that on my device to make this change. But yeah, I'm still not getting any indication of a firmware or software update for Solana. So I'll go to accounts and see if we can add Solana. I don't see it. No. Now that you'll notice this one supports a couple more coins than the Trezor Safe 3. Interesting. Yeah. Anybody have any idea? Okay, we can move on to other stuff, and I can take some questions. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in that. I was all gung-ho and that they were going to support this new coin, and I don't see it. I don't see how you can hodl Solana in Trezor Suite. It's just me. These air gap wallets are not user-friendly. More people will lose their crypto because of the lack of software for Keystone and ColdCard. A good point. I've often brought this up. And I was, as I mentioned, I had breakfast with my parents, and I was telling them about the state of hardware wallets. And, you know, I've been doing this for a number of years now, and, you know, I'm kind of old-fashioned. If you think, you know, the last 5 or 6 years is old-fashioned, but, you know, a hardware wallet generally works this way, right? You buy a hardware wallet, you initialize the wallet, it generates a backup phrase for you, which you write down, and then you store it in a safe place. And that's it. It's not rocket science, and it's really not that difficult. But for some reason, people just have trouble with that. They accidentally reveal their backup phrase, or they don't write it down right, or they lose it, or they forget their PIN and then they can't find their backup phrase, you know, and so there's so many new solutions out there to try to fix this problem of people not being able to manage their backup phrases. And it's really frustrating for me. Ledger's solution is their new recovery service, where, you know, you'll pay a subscription fee and they'll manage your key for you. They'll store it, you know, cryptographically so that they can't access it. Only you can use it when you need it. But it's still, you know, they're helping you do something you should be able to do yourself. And Jack Dorsey has a new hardware wallet. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the same concept. Let's search for that. Dorsey's wallet. Dorsey wallet. What is this? What is this thing called? BitKey. Okay, so BitKey. I get confused because there's another thing called the BitBox. But this Bitcoin key wallet, it's enhanced self-custody or assisted self-custody. In other words, it's supposedly self-custody, but he's holding one of they split up the key into 3 parts, and they'll hold one key for you. And you hold 2, your phone or 2 of your devices, your app and your key, this thing. And if you lose one, they can help you recreate the 3rd for you. Like if you lose your app, you can call them and they'll restore your app for you if you still have your key. And if you lose your key, they can send you a new key and, you know, you reinitialize it and whatever. But if you lose both of those, then they can help you still if you migrate the app to your friends. So you can take your app and send it out to friends and family, so that if you lose your phone and your key, then your wife or your mom or your brother will have the app with your key on it, and then you can contact BitKey and they'll help you recreate the app for your phone and send you a new key. But it's like, come on, man. It's all you have to do is write down 24 words on a piece of paper and put it in a safe place and not lose it. You know, I mean, it's not that difficult. So they have all these like schemes for, you know, helping people for something they should be able or should be capable of doing on their own. And then there's another one called Uphold Vault. And Uphold Vault is like a self-custody wallet, so to speak, where they do the same thing. You get 2 keys and they get 1, but it's really just meant for interacting with Uphold itself. And it only supports XRP now. But here we are again. We've got a scheme where they're going to babysit you if you can't manage your own key, right? So you are incapable of writing down 24 words on a piece of paper. And so you go through all this in case you lose one of your keys. You can uphold, you call up, oh, Uphold, I lost my key, can you help me? I'm like, dude, come on, that's just pathetic if you ask me. But what can I say? So that's the end of my rant for today. I'm thinking that maybe we should try that firmware update and do another one. So let's see. Let me catch up with the stream here. Buddy's here. Oh, Buddy, I haven't seen Buddy in a while. It's good to have Buddy back in the stream. Sparrow and Electrum wallets do not yet support Trezor Safe 3. Thank you for pointing that out. I did notice when I was working with my Trezor Safe 3 early on that there was something that didn't support Trezor Safe 3. And I'm thinking it was MetaMask or just something that I had connected my Trezor T to before that it didn't work with my Trezor Safe 3. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty new wallet, so it doesn't have as much support as the other, you know, the Trezors that have been around for a while. So yeah, do keep that in mind. Even though it is like right now, their most advanced wallet as far as security and having a secure element chip. It would be cool if they had a touchscreen version of this, but they don't. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Jose. Let's see how the Trezor connects to the Exodus. Then load the... Oh, that's what it was. It was Exodus that was not working with my Trezor T. Now that I have my Trezor connected, why don't we launch Exodus and see... I doubt that they're going to support Solana in Exodus. In other words, I mean, I know you can, the Exodus wallet, I'm just not going to go through this right now. I'm going to go ahead and connect to my Trezor wallet because I have it right here. We'll continue. And okay, so if we go to the dashboard, here, see, so you can see that there's the Exodus wallet, and you can hodl Solana in the Exodus wallet. But whether you can move your Solana in on this side is the question, and I don't think they would have that yet. Let's search for it. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. I'm wondering. Now, is that on my Trezor? Because I was in the Trezor when I looked for it, but I think it flipped me back to the main wallet when I did that. Yeah, I don't believe that you can store Solana in the Trezor side. Interesting. Yeah, I don't see it here. well, yeah, I don't use this that often. Let's see here. Let me see if I can. Okay. See, it says Trezor support dash, transfer dash. So no, I mean, I didn't expect the Exodus wallet to support Solana the day of, but I did expect Trezor Suite to support Solana the day of. Yeah. Okay. So no, I can't figure out any way to get Solana working on my Trezor. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. Maybe later today, when I launch Trezor Suite, it'll tell me there's an update to Trezor Suite, which gives me Solana support. Let's see. Hedrax. Hey, everybody. Can someone tell me what network is Terra Luna Classic? I'm trying to move to a different exchange. Thank you in advance. Terra Luna Classic has its own blockchain. Honestly, I have not used that in a couple years since the collapse. I mean, the founder is in custody now. I don't hold much in faith in that ecosystem. It collapsed. I mean, if you had, and I had like 10 grand worth of Terra Luna at the time, and it basically went to zero. My initial investment was $3,600, which of course I lost. So, and I had, $3,600 worth of it, and it's still like a fraction of a penny. So I don't know why anyone would really care about it unless you had like $50,000 worth of it when it collapsed, or you've tried to buy it since the collapse. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't really follow that coin anymore. But some people keep asking me about it, so I apologize. I'm not up to speed on that. But it has its own network, and it also is supported in the Keplr wallet on the Cosmos blockchain. But that's not really, I guess it's sort of like native Terra. So if we go into my Keplr wallet here, yeah, this is Terra Classic, and as you can see, I have 276, and looks like it's worth 4 cents. So I don't know, maybe if you had like 50,000 of it, yeah, I guess it's worth a little bit now, and you can manage it in the Keplr wallet, which is on the Cosmos blockchain. I don't know where your Terra is, if you have it on an exchange or in a wallet or something like that. But if you have it on an exchange, you can hold it in this wallet. I don't know any exchanges that trade it, to be honest with you. Let's see. Luna. Okay, Terra Luna Classic. Let's look at markets. Well, I guess MEXC has it, and I guess Binance still has it listed. That's kind of weird. KuCoin still has it listed. Okay. And even Kraken. Well, that's really weird. So I'm sorry, I take back what I said. I guess you can still trade it if you want to. I don't know if you're trying to withdraw it, but if you buy some on an exchange, you can store it in the Keplr wallet on the Cosmos blockchain. But it also has its own blockchain, which I haven't used in a long time. I don't even think I have it set up in my browser anymore. Yeah, write the passphrase down in 3 different places and you're golden. Don't give it up to anybody. ColdCard and Keystone did this on purpose. Okay. While all new hardware wallets are going to be Shamir backups. Yeah, it seems to be the Trezor supported Shamir backups pretty early on. Although Shamir backups are great and secure, but can be a little complicated for the average person. I hate to say this. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, if you have a Shamir backup and you hide it in 3 different places and you might lose a piece, you're screwed. Let's say you have a 3-2, and so you have 3 pieces and you need 2, and then you lose 2. You're screwed. You could do a 5-3 where you have 5 pieces and you have to have at least 3 to recreate the seed. All that stuff's kind of complicated for people. For me, it's much easier to have 24 words, like cut and dried. There it is. You need to do a restore, you use your 24 words to do the restore. And, I was also talking to my parents earlier today about people that are so paranoid and so touchy that they try to come up with their own secure scheme. Like, okay, I'm going to write down my 24 words, but I don't want anybody to find them. So I'm going to tear it up into 3 pieces, hide it in different places, and then I lose it, right? Or they lose it. Or they'll say something like, I'm going to, I don't want anybody to find my seed phrase, and if they do, I'm going to swap it around. So I'm going to take the first word and put it in the 24 slot. And I'm going to take the second word and swap that with word number 23, and vice versa or whatever. Or you have some sort of scheme to scramble your seed phrase. So if someone were to find it, it would be invalid, right? But then you forget your little scheme after 2 years and you've lost your crypto. So there's an axiom in software engineering called don't reinvent the wheel. And then there's also an axiom in cryptography, which is don't roll your own cryptography, which is there are lots of cryptographic libraries out there that implement all of the cryptographic protocols, right? You can hook your software into those. But a lot of people will try to write code to do encryption. And a lot of people think, oh, I can do better, and they end up screwing stuff up. So the same applies for wallets. Don't try to come up with your own crazy scheme to give yourself this uber security that only you can unlock, and then as it turns out later you forget what you did and now you've lost access to your crypto. So it's great to be secure, but don't be uber secure above and beyond your own capabilities, right? Writing down a seed phrase and putting it in a safe place, or more than one safe place, is plenty secure, right? You can get metal backup and all that stuff to make it more durable, but this whole crazy scheme of hiding a piece here and a piece there, or flipping the words and all that, can lead to disaster. Okay, so I am going to, I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah, don't get overcomplicated. I'm a little disappointed that I couldn't show you guys Solana on Trezor. Kind of disappointed on that. And I did, while we're kind of in a lull here, I did want to point out, I wanted to show you guys, I was trying to get steampunk here. I started with train engineer, holding a wrench, and I do this in Stable Diffusion, and I couldn't really get what I was after, but I did kind of want to share with you some of the pictures that I generated. These are some of the thumbnail icons that I was experimenting with, and some of them are, they're just not, let me see if I can, they're just not, they come out with something that's surreal, this little metal post that's coming out of my shoulder doesn't look real, so I would have to touch it up, and I just try to generate one. I kind of liked this one, but it was, I don't know, it just looked a little funky. And as you can see, I was trying to do the train engineer earlier as well. There's me holding the wrench. Those don't look right. So, I play around with Stable Diffusion. I have a LoRa where, I had 50 or 60 pictures of myself that I had taken for thumbnails earlier that were actual pictures of me. and I fed them into the algorithm so that, you know, I created a LoRa based on myself. So when I, you know, ask for a prompt of a middle-aged man with glasses, this is what comes up. So yeah, these are my early attempts. I kind of like this one. This one looks cool, but I mean, it's like, for a thumbnail, people would like, who is this guy? You know, it doesn't really look like, I mean, it looks like, I can see that it looks like me, but someone, you know, looking through thumbnails in YouTube would think, who is that? What is that? Looks weird. So anyway, that's just personal stuff I wanted to share with you. Yeah, so, I was wanting to show you guys the new video that I posted yesterday on how to do a wallet restore with a Tangem card. I really like Tangem. When the Tangem came out, the idea behind the Tangem was that there was no seed phrase, right? That the seed phrase remained on the card. It was generated randomly when you initialized your card, and then during that process you would imprint the other two backups during the initialization phase. And so basically the entire backup was the 3 cards. So if you lost all 3 of your cards, you would lose your crypto. But the advantage is you didn't have to write down a seed phrase. It was impossible to reveal it to anybody. So it had a lot of cool advantages. But everyone was complaining about the lack of seed phrase. They were worried that they would lose all 3 cards and lose all their crypto, or that after years the cards would wear out, all that kind of stuff. So they've added seed phrase support. With the new Tangem card, you can generate a seed phrase. And I did a video on how to set up the cards and generate a seed phrase. And then yesterday I decided, well, I'll do a restore video explaining how you do the restore. And I restored to a second set. And as I mentioned earlier, now I have 6 cards that are all tied to the exact same wallet. So I think that's really a cool deal. I want to just quickly share my phone with you so that you can see this app. There's an app that you use to manage. And it is a traditional hardware wallet in the sense of the private key is held offline. The private key is held on the card, offline from your phone app. So there's no way anyone that finds your phone can transfer crypto off the app without your card. And it's pretty cool. And of course, when you set up the card, you add an access code to the card. So if you lose the card and someone finds it in an airport and tries to download the Tangem app and sync it up to their phone, they'll need that access code. So it's a pretty safe and secure solution. And now that they've added the seed phrase option, you still can use the cards the way they were designed. You don't have to generate a seed phrase, but it does kind of add to the flexibility of the card by using the seed phrase in case you lose all your cards, or Tangem goes out of business and their app's not on the App Store anymore. You've still got a seed phrase tied to all your crypto that you can restore to any other, not every wallet, but most hardware wallets support BIP39 seed phrases. So pretty cool. And I just wanted to point out that I posted that video if you're interested. Got a decent amount of views yesterday. Let's see. We're coming up on the hour mark. I'm not going to go much more than an hour. Like I said, I want to thank everybody for being here. I do want to get to some questions. I have a Ledger Nano X, but now I want to buy a new hardware wallet to use as long-term hold custody. What do you recommend? We've talked a little bit about the air-gapped hardware wallets and how they are more secure because of that air gap. But Buddy brought up a great point early on that A lot of people have trouble using them, and they can end up losing their crypto because they can't figure out how to use air-gapped hardware wallets. So I don't know if you're holding more than just Bitcoin, Zhao. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. I think that's Portuguese, if I'm not mistaken. I think there was a famous Portuguese king with that name. I know that because I play Civilization 6, and he's one of the civilization leaders. But since you already have an X, I don't know if you're holding more than just Bitcoin, but the ColdCard is considered one of the most secure long-term holding options, but it is a Bitcoin only. You know, if all you're holding is Bitcoin and Ethereum, you could switch over to Trezor. It's more transparent, and it's also a good long-term holding type of wallet. You know, it has a backup phrase. That backup phrase, if stored properly, will be good for generations, you know, and you can always get a new device if something happens and restore using your seed phrase. So the only thing with Trezor is, as we can see over here, they only support a small subsection of the cryptos out there, right? But it's still a great wallet if you don't want to use a Ledger Nano X anymore. And then also we've got this Keystone 3 Pro here. Keystone 3 Pro is, I think, right now that they're the hottest air-gapped wallet out there right now. They've been running specials through Black Friday and into Christmas, where, you know, it's a pretty affordable wallet too, by the way, for $129 compared to the Ledger Nano X, which is $150 or $149, and the the Trezor T, which is $219. Actually, the Trezor T now is permanently lowered now. Let me see if I can click on that. Yeah, the Trezor T is now $179, but it's still more than the Ledger Nano X. But they have permanently reduced the price of the Trezor T now that the Trezor Safe 3 is out. So I love my Trezor T. It's the interface, the little touchscreen is really nice to work with. And it's a great long-term hodling solution. It's very secure. If you're only holding Bitcoin, you can download the Bitcoin-only firmware, which is even more secure than the multi-coin firmware. So, you know, that's something to think about. And it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's the closest relative to the Ledger Nano X as far as security and ease of use and price, right? But yeah, we're talking about the Keystone 3 a little bit. That's a little more of a secure wallet, and that's good for long-term hodling. So you've got a lot of options. I can't just tell you, oh, just buy this wallet, you know. I don't know, you know, your particular situation, how savvy you are, what your budget is, how many coins you want to hodl, all that good stuff. All that stuff comes into play. Kenzo, got rid of my Ledger, first hack on info back in 2021. Backup recovery connected to firmware, then DeFi compromise. No Ledger for me, switched to Tangem. Yeah, we've been talking about Tangem. I think it's a really good solution. It's easy to use. Not supported on as many DApps, but they do, you know, which is a lot of people want that functionality. But this latest Ledger hack kind of showed that using your go-to hardware wallet to connect to DApp sites is a little bit risky. So it's great to have hardware support when you're doing DApps, but the best practice would be to have a separate hardware wallet for your long-term hodling where all you do is store crypto, transfer in, transfer out. And then if you want to connect a hardware wallet to DApp sites to like mint NFTs, claim airdrops, swap, liquidity pools, all that kind of stuff, there's a lot of smart contracts that could be malicious. Better to use a kind of a working wallet for that as opposed to the wallet that has all your Ethereum in there. So like if you got 30 grand worth of Ethereum, you probably wouldn't want to connect that wallet to a DApp, right? You want to maybe put 25 grand worth of Ethereum on your HODL only wallet and maybe 5 grand worth of Ethereum on a separate wallet that you use for DApps for whatever you want to do. Like if it's trading or staking or claiming airdrops or whatever, you know, risky stuff you're going to be doing. You don't want to risk your mother load when you're doing that kind of stuff. That's what this Ledger hack kind of showed us because it was a DApp software that was compromised. It wasn't the device or Ledger Live, it was DApp stuff. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there using their ledgers on DApp sites because the Trezor is not compatible with DApp very much, right? You can connect a Trezor to MetaMask, but not really to all these other sites. The Trezor is the most versatile wallet out there. So of course, it was, you know, the one that got attacked. Just like most hackers go for the PC platform because there's more PC users out there than Mac users. Joseph, thank you. It's good to have you here. Let's see. I'm moving from Ledger to ColdCard. Does it make sense to use the SIM card if I use a passphrase? SIM card. Not sure what you mean by SIM card. Are you talking about the SD card? I'm sorry. I should know what you mean by SIM card. Maybe I'm just like not with it today. Let's see. I just want to read up here. I'm moving from Ledger to Ellipal Titan. Ellipal Titan I haven't mentioned today. That's a competitor to the Keystone. And they've been around for a while too. That's another air-gapped solution. They've got some Christmas deals going on. They've got a couple ones, but the Titan is their flagship product. They have this smaller one, and then they're bundling them with these little metal backups for your seed phrase. So that's something to think about. All right. I have one of those laying around somewhere. Once again, thank you for that donation, Joseph. I appreciate that. Adi's asking about network fees when I try moving out altcoins from Ledger on CEX. Why I have to pay ETH, the fee, the specific transaction. You're paying blockchain fees. You're not paying fees to the wallet company. Blockchain fees are high right now. Ethereum fees are high because there's a lot of excitement in the market. There's a lot of activity. This has traditionally been the big weakness of the Ethereum blockchain is high transaction fees. And we're seeing a lot of that right now. We're also seeing very high Bitcoin transfer fees. So when you withdraw your Bitcoin from the exchange, you're paying high withdrawal fees, but they're just passing on the blockchain fees to you. When you transfer out of your wallet, you're just paying the raw blockchain fees in order to move your Bitcoin. And those fees can vary. You can adjust them slightly, but I would advise against adjusting them too low or your transaction won't go through in a timely manner. Some people, they set their fees so low that their transaction ends up getting kind of stuck and forgotten on the blockchain. So I usually just go with the default fee. You can get lower fees late at night and early in the morning when activity is lower. So if you want to mitigate your fees, I would suggest that. Or if you just want to just keep hodling and just wait, that's another thing. Also, I believe if you're going to send Bitcoin from point A to point B and you have a lot of it, you're better off doing it in one fell swoop than in little pieces, because each transaction, you know, accumulates fees. So, and I believe the higher amount of Bitcoin you send, the lower the fee percentage-wise. But always do small test transactions to make sure that, you know, the connection that you're using is safe and secure, right? Depending on where you're sending. Always do a small test first. You might, you know, have to eat some fees on that, but better safe than sorry. But then once you've done your test and you know the address is good and everything, then, you know, send larger amounts to mitigate your blockchain fees. But that is those are blockchain fees. That's how the Bitcoin blockchain works. It is not the wallet charging you. A lot of people think that it's Ledger charging them, but it's not. It's the Bitcoin blockchain fees. Good day, Scott. It's good to have Scott here. Oh, you meant SD card. Okay, thanks. Okay, I get that. And yeah, the question was, is it better to use the SD card if you have a passphrase? I get the question now. Since you're using a passphrase, you don't need to be super air-gapped on that, because exposing your seed phrase wouldn't compromise the wallet because of your passphrase. I get that. I do believe that Keystone now has USB functionality. Better safe than sorry. Either way, I guess my answer to your question would be, since you're using a passphrase, it's probably not as risky to go ahead and use the USB interface. But if you're adept at using the SD card for doing a firmware update, then more power to you. Why don't we just check that real quick while we're at it here. I'm at their firmware page. I'm gonna do the Pro firmware update. Let's see. I'm gonna do the SD card update. And oh, they're just gonna download it. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess I've done this before. That's interesting. They used to have like a step-by-step. Oh, here. Oh, okay, okay. Da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. No, this is not it. Okay. Huh. There is a checksum. Okay, so we could check the checksum. We'll just copy this into our clipboard. I'm going to launch my checksum software over here. And basically, I just need to open that file that I just downloaded right here. And that's the Keystone 3 bin. Open that up. And it's going to run, you know, a SHA on that file. So I'll paste in that one that we got from their website. Oh, doesn't match. Oh, I think what I need to do is unstuff this thing. Oh boy, yeah. See, it's not that easy, right? Let's go here. I want to use my zip. I'm gonna extract it to a folder. Oh, it's telling me it can't open it. That's kind of weird, huh? Yeah, see, I knew that if I tried to do this live, something weird would happen. Yeah, it's not even going to let me open it. Okay. Well, that's weird. I don't understand why. Did I paste in the wrong thing? Where were we over here? Did I get the whole... That doesn't even look like a SHA. Let me see. Let me look at this thing again. Huh. Well, that's weird. I mean, I downloaded it and ran the SHA on there. And this obviously is not a match. So I'm not sure what's going on here. And like they had a step-by-step. Doggone it. I can't figure out... Oh, tutorial. There it is. I knew they had one. Format the card. I'm not worried about that at the moment. Start to format your SD card. Okay, I know how to do that. Put it on your card. Okay, that's it. Your firmware will be updated. Okay. Why don't we skip the verification then? I have an SD card reader here, right? This thing goes into my USB port, and then I have a little SD card here. All right, you can see I've done one before. I'm just going to go over and format this. And it's already set up for FAT32. We'll do that. All right. Well, that's good. That's G drive. We'll take note of that. Let's go back here and do the SD card update again. And this time we'll drop it on the G drive. All right. We'll just put this here. Yep. Drop that on there. Okay, we're looking good. All right, and then we'll pull this guy out. All right, and then we'll take our SD card, and then we'll go over here. And I hope I have enough juice on this guy. I think I have a charging cable that I can use. Let me see what happens when I fire it up. Okay, it looks like I can. Yeah, it's pretty low on battery. Oh. Okay. So that's a charging cable. That's not my brick fell off the table, so it's like laying on the floor. But this is not connected. This is not a USB connected to my computer. This is just a charging cable that's connected to a charging brick that's in a wall outlet, right? So let's see if we can do this, right? So we open up the side here. And we put this in. It only goes in one direction. All right, and then we click it in there. Maybe it's in the wrong orientation. Let's try that again. No, it won't even go in at all this way. No. No, my fingernails are really short. Oi! What happened there? I think it actually... Yeah, I think I got it in there. Okay, yeah, there's... I hear the little click. Okay, I got it in. Ouch! That was crazy. I don't know what that was. Oh, okay. That was kind of weird. Okay. All right, so it once I got the thing in there, it tells me there's an update available. Do you want to update your device's firmware to the latest version? I'll say yes. It's telling me low power. Oh no! That's 18%. It tells me I need 20. Doggone it. So I'm at 18%. I need to let it charge for a minute. But if it doesn't pop up, you can go into the three dots over here to device settings, and then I believe it's in system settings. No, I'm looking for the way to, or maybe it's in about. Yeah, firmware. Micro SD card, and then update. But I'm sure it's going to tell me that it can't do it because I'm not charged up enough. Well, maybe I'll hang out for a minute, answer a few questions, and then we'll run the update. But it seemed like it's reading the card okay. Of course, the proof is in the pudding. Is it actually going to recognize that firmware and update it properly once we get it charged up? But I'll keep it charged. Yeah, it says 19 now. So give it a couple minutes and maybe we'll do that. Let's see. Ledger is the best and easiest to use. Buddy's still a Ledger advocate. Cool, so am I. Make sure you look at the little screen for transactions. Oh, by the way, thank you for bringing that up, buddy. There is a, I haven't tried this wallet guard yet, but I heard Crypto Casey talking about it yesterday. I thought you had to buy it, but it looks like it's free and open source. And when you run this wallet guard, it will give you more information when you're doing swaps and mints and airdrop claims and stuff like that. It'll pop up and give you more information about exactly what's going on, so you have more information, especially if the site requires you to enable blind signing. She claimed that it would have prevented this ledger hack because it would have alerted the end user if they had been using Wallet Guard. And in addition to giving you more information, it also will give you warnings if the transaction looks risky or the site you're on is risky. So this looks like a really good way to mitigate the risk of using a hardware wallet connected to DApp sites. Pretty cool. And I'm assuming this would work also for hot wallets, right? So, I mean, if you're just using standalone MetaMask, it would work. Trezor together with Exodus is very comfortable to use. The Eagle, yeah, I find it easy to use as well. We played around with it earlier in the stream. The only thing is when you're using the Trezor and Exodus, you can only store the coins that are compatible with the Trezor. And so it's somewhat limited. Exodus itself, the standalone wallet, supports quite a few more coins than the Trezor. So when you're in Exodus, you kind of like you can only manage so many coins with your Trezor side. But yeah, it's a much easier way to interact with your Trezor. Emmanuel's here, thank you. I regret buying Keystone, problem, worse wallet. Okay. And Buddy's pretty savvy too. Buddy has been in and out of my live streams over the last few years. So I know Buddy is savvy. And he has trouble with that Keystone. Okay. My device is at 21%. Let's see what happens. Let's go over here. We're charged up to 21%. Let me see if it'll let me do this update. Okay, it wants oh God. That's what I really don't like about this thing, is this passcode. I hate trying to enter this passcode manually. Okay, I think I did it. Ugh, doggone it. Oh, let me try this. Ugh, damn it. Ah, okay, it did it. I think I had been so frustrated with the passcode thing that I had chosen like a shorter passcode that... So I tried my go-to shorter passcode and it worked. All right. So yeah, so it looks like it's updating the firmware. Now this could take a while. That's the thing. Trying to do this live may not be appropriate because if I recall, this does take quite a while. So I'm probably not going to finish this while I'm online. Oh man. We'll hang out and see what happens, right? Let's give it a minute. But you saw most of the process, right? You saw me go to their site. You saw me download. First I dropped it in my downloads folder, and I couldn't do the verification step. So, but I just downloaded it. Then I put in my SD card, formatted it FAT32, went back to the website and downloaded the firmware directly onto my SD card, dropped it on there, took it out of my computer, and then stuck it in the side of this thing with a little bit of difficulty because my fingernails are so short. I was like having trouble pushing it in there. Might have been better to maybe have a paper clip or something, or like an edge tool or something to get it down in there. Let's see. Let's hang out and see how long this thing goes. I don't know though. I think I've done this before and it's taken like 15 or 20 minutes, so I don't want you guys to get bored watching me do this. But we'll give it a sec. Let's see what happens. I'll give it a minute. See where we go from there. Or I can just leave it on the table and I'll take a few questions. And if this thing completely finishes, then that'll be good. Yeah, it seems to be ticking off pretty slow. But the upgrade, and let me go back to this screen here. I'm trying to see. Yeah, so the firmware update they'll support ADA through integration with Eternal, which is a third-party wallet. And then they'll release new open source repo and the audit report by December. So the Keystone is working towards greater transparency. And they'll support the dice roll feature and an integrity verification process. Integrity verification is very important for a hardware wallet. It is a way that the wallet can cryptographically prove that it is a genuine wallet and has not been tampered with. And the way that this works is there's a cryptographic key that is put on every wallet that they sell, and that key goes through kind of a handshake on their servers when you connect it to their updates or whatever. I'm not sure how their integrity check is going to work. Usually you have the device connected, so it might only be available with their USB cable. A lot of people don't like using the USB with the Keystone because it's supposed to be an air-gapped wallet, right? Some people don't like that USB functionality. You can go into the settings and disable USB completely if you don't want to use it before you even connect it to anything, right? As you're setting it up, you can disable that. So, but I'm not sure how the integrity check would work with the SD card. Perhaps there's something on the firmware update would help do the integrity check, which seems kind of weird, but I guess it could work, right? So if you downloaded the firmware, the latest firmware from their website and verified its authenticity and then connected it to your device like I did, something in the device would interface with the firmware, and the cryptographic verification or integrity verification would work that way. I don't know. So that's interesting. Let's see, let's go back over here. It is still updating. It's at 63%, we'll see. Wallet Guard sounds like a good thing to me as well, right? I haven't installed it yet, but I'm going to play around with it. Might do a video on it as well. June 2024, Ledger won't allow blind signing anymore. Interesting. Which is tough because that will basically make the device unusable on a lot of DApp sites that require blind signing. They have this thing called clear signing, but the DApp site has to support clear signing. If it doesn't, then then you won't be able to use your device, right? It won't support clear signing. I did not know that Ledger was going to disable blind signing as of 24 June. Interesting. Thanks for pointing that out, buddy. Rex, you never talk about Arculus Wallet. What do you think about it? I like Arculus Wallet. I apologize that I haven't talked about it that much. You know, I've got like 15 hardware wallets laying around the house, and Arculus is a great wallet. It's just that I don't get as many questions about it. I don't remember how many copies you get of this. I think you get one backup, if I'm not mistaken. But the Arculus wallet supports a seed phrase, so you can restore your card using your seed phrase. If you lose the card, you can order a new one. And then they also had a firmware update not too long ago where any owner could claim the updated firmware card, right? Because there's no way to update the firmware on an existing card. They just send you a new card free of charge. And I still have that in the box. I haven't opened it and done a video. I apologize for that. But it is a decent system. I think it works with an app, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it has to. But I do have an Arculus wallet somewhere, right? Yeah, there it is, Arculus wallet. Yeah, it's got a little bit of Bitcoin laying around in there. So yeah, and it supports a decent amount of coins, right? It's not a bad wallet at all. I've just been, you know, just kind of been overwhelmed with all the wallets I'm dealing with right now. Yeah, that firmware update's like it's at 72 right now. Okay, Solana is listed on Trezor Suite. Okay, let's try that. Why is, oh, doggone me. I meant to disconnect my mouse and I disconnected my Trezor. I needed my USB port for my my SD card reader. Let me go ahead and enter the pin here and see, because we tried this at the beginning of the stream and we couldn't find Solana. So let's see what happens when we connect this. What I'm expecting is it to tell me that there's an update, right? I don't think that the Solana account is just going to magically appear in my existing copy of Trezor Suite, right? It would have to, you know, there would have to be an update to Trezor Suite. And usually when you launch Trezor Suite is when you get that update. So, well, let's relaunch it and see what happens. Lee Kolfali, Kolafai, thank you so much for your donation. I'm sorry I was talking and wasn't paying attention when your donation came in. You're always a great viewer. I appreciate you being here and I appreciate the donation. So unless I'm missing something, I don't have any Solana support in my Trezor Suite, even though today is supposed to be the day that they have enabled it, right? I think we were over, where were we? Well, no, I probably went off. Oh, here, yeah. Yeah, according to this news story, today's the day when they offer Solana support, but I don't have it. We can go over here to X. Yeah, and they're telling me that I have Solana. They don't have Solana staking yet. Yeah, so I'm not sure how you're supposed to enable this Solana support in Trezor Suite, because personally, I don't see it. So maybe I'll get it later today. I don't know, but I don't have it. as far as I can see. There's no firmware update. There's no software update. Maybe I need to reboot my computer, or I don't know, so that it, you know, pulls that. Try just click the settings of the Trezor Suite. It's listed on my Trezor Suite settings after re-downloading the exe from Trezor. Oh, well, I guess I could try that. Let's see where we're at here. Is there about? Suite version, okay. 23.11.5. Let's check for updates. It says there's no updates. 23.11.5. If we go to Trezor IO, and we say we want to download it. Now I forgot what it was. 23115. 23123. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm having trouble getting it. Yeah, there you go. You're right. Let's do it. Okay, and let's just go ahead and exit, and let's run this. Oh, well, I'll go ahead and finish this. The hardware wallet over there is telling me that it's done, or at least part of the firmware update's done. Okay, there we go. Thank you for that suggestion. Ah, and there is firmware update as well. So let's go ahead and do the firmware update. Well, let's let it load first. All right, let's see here. I still don't see Solana. Yeah, I think it must be, oh, there it is. But I need the firmware. Okay, we'll do that. Let's run the firmware update. All right, I've got my device connected. I have my seed phrase written down. We'll hit continue. Okay, I need to restart the device. I think I can show you what I'm doing over here. All right, you can see this thing is ready to go. Okay, so I just tap restart there. Okay, and then it asks me to install the firmware. I'll do that. Whoops, grab my coffee cup. All right, now I have to go back to the screen. All right, we'll click install firmware. And I have to confirm on the Trezor again. Whoops. This cable is not quite long enough. There we go. We'll hit install. Okay, there it goes. All right, we can see that's doing its thing. And I can see it on here as well. This is what I was expecting earlier. I don't know why my Trezor Suite wasn't detecting the update available, but go figure. I'm going to enter my code in this. While we're waiting on that, you can look at that. We were in the middle of this one too. Okay, looks like I managed to get it updated. I'm pretty sure that's the latest update. Right, firmware 1.2.2. Let's double check that. We're doing two things at once here. All right, so the Trezor firmware was updated. We got to give it a minute, I think. Oh, it's restarting my device. Oh, I need to re-enter the PIN on this guy. Whoops. Cool. All right. Now we're done. Awesome. We'll go back in here. All right, this is all well and good. Okay, now we should be able to go to, well, let's give it a chance. Don't rush it. Okay, so we'll go in here now, and yeah, there you go. Find my Solana accounts. Okay, find them. All right, there it is. All right, so let's put some Solana in here, and we can use our Tangem to do that. So let's see, we'll go into our Tangem wallet. And I do have Solana in one of these wallets. Whoops, this one. Okay. So this is the black. And this is my black set, but remember I told you this card is also connected to this wallet. So we can receive Sol in the Trezor suite. We'll show the full address. We'll confirm on the device. I hope whoops. The cable gets tangled on my... So they want me to look at that code there and verify that it's the same code. I'm sorry, I'm not, the camera's not cooperating with me. There we go. So I'm looking at that. Is that the same I see on my screen? Yes. So I'll hit confirm there. We'll go back over to this guy. All right, now I have the QR code. So now I can take my Tangem wallet. We'll go to Solana, and we want to do a send. And I'll tap the camera icon so that I can scan that Solana address into my Tangem app. And we'll go ahead and just send it all over there for the heck of it. It's not a whole lot. And I'm going to use this card to verify my transaction. So I'll tap send. Whoops. And then it wants me to bring the card up. We're good. That's cool. Okay. Off that Solana goes. You can see it's outgoing transaction there. It shouldn't take too long. One thing about the Tangem wallet is that I don't think you have much fine tuning on your fees. I may have just skipped over that part, but I think maybe they have, it depends on the crypto, of course, but I think you may have like high, medium, and low, but I usually, like I said, I usually leave mine at the default. Let's refresh here. Okay, that's gone. Solana charges a rent every 2 days. Accounts can't afford the rent are purged from the network. Deposit your account with more Sol to use it for free. Okay. Interesting. I wasn't aware of that. I think I had heard something about that. And now we can just go back to our Trezor, and we'll go back here to, let's see, we'll go to accounts. There's Solana, and it's there. Awesome, right? Now, tokens. I don't see, oh, here. Boom, tokens. That's awesome. Let's do a receive. I'll just go ahead and just quickly confirm this. It's the same one, same address, right? We'll go back over to Soulflare. And I'll find a little tricky Solana. Now I need to connect my ledger. This is crazy. I'll unplug my mouse this time. I'll connect my ledger. All right. I'll enter my PIN. Yeah. Too many lulls in the live stream with me entering my PIN. I get it. All right, so I have my PIN entered, and I need to be in the Solana app. So I'll just quickly turn this thing on here. All right. Oops. There we go. So I need to be in the Solana app. All right, and then now I can go into Soulflare, and let's send some of this radium. I haven't messed with it in a while. Let's hit radium. We can send it all, and the recipient will be this address that I just copied over from Trezor Suite. I could save that. What the hell? Anything. We'll call it Trezor. All right. Okay. Or T. We'll hit send, and we're going to need to authorize that outgoing, as you can see on my device. Okay. All right. Okay. Because it's an empty, well, there's some Solana in there. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway. Hey, maybe you'll watch me lose some tokens today. So my radium is going out. Off it goes from my Soulflare wallet, the one that was protected by my ledger. And we'll go over here, and we'll go back here. And do we have any radium? Look at that. Boom. Cool. All right. That was fun. Let's turn that off. Before I go, I just wanted to check. Hey, Tom, how are you? Good to hear from you. I did get your email last night. I haven't had a chance to go over it very well. I was saying earlier that I haven't used Terra Luna in a while. I don't hold out much hope in the platform now that the owner, Do Kwon is in jail, but I will take a look at what you asked me about, Tom. Good to have you in the live stream. What I wanted to do was check the firmware. What version was it? We want Keystone 3 Pro, this one. What's the latest version? Oh yeah, 1.2.2. So that's the version that we have over on this guy. Version 1.2.2. So, and they said that they're now supporting Ada, right? There it is. So now you can manage Cardano on your Keystone 3 Pro, but you would have to use the OKX app. They no longer have their own in-house app anymore. They gave up on that. They said in the interest of decentralization. I think that's a good idea. A lot of people are freaked out by that. They're like, where's the Keystone app? And I'm like, there is no Keystone app. You have to use third party. It's only a third party wallet now. So let me just go back here and show you on my phone. The OKX wallet is the go-to wallet for Keystone now, right? And I could receive some ADA. Actually, I forget how this works, but I think I need to Huh. Well, looks like they don't support ADA. Maybe I have to update this app or whatever. I'm getting in the weeds here. But apparently they support it. Oh, they said it had to be on the Eternal, right? So now I'm going to have to get the Eternal wallet if I want to manage ADA on my Keystone Pro. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate you guys. Will you still hang on to the old ledger come 2024? Yeah, still got that ledger. You just saw me use it to send some tokens out of my Soulflare wallet. So I'm still managing tokens with it. Let's see, the Eternal. I don't think I have this one. Let me check. Is that how you spell it? Okay, yeah, I think that's it, right? Eternal. I recognize the icon. And I guess I'll have to pair it up and all that. Okay, it's a Cardano Elite wallet. Okay. Okay, Hardware Wallet and Keystone. Okay, let's hit next. No? Huh. I'll have to play around with this. I mean, pick a variety of hardware wallets. It's not, I'm not sure how to do this, but I'll figure it out. I'm live. Anyway, I went a little over. I wanted to kind of keep it to an hour. I didn't see a whole lot of questions while I was doing this demo stuff, but I've been lax on the demos over the last week or two in my live streams. I've been so busy answering questions that I haven't actually moved any crypto or, demoed any wallets. So I spent a lot of time demoing some wallets today. Hopefully you guys saw some of the new stuff coming out. We managed to finally get the Solana enabled on our Trezor device. I put a little Solana in there. We updated the firmware on our Keystone Pro live, and that seemed to work okay. And I showed you how to use my Tangem wallet. And so I apologize. I cannot just tell you which wallet to buy. I mean, a lot of people ask me, just tell me the right wallet to buy. It's a personal decision. I can give you recommendations. I can tell you the pros and cons of every wallet, but it's a personal choice. You have to make it yourself. Crypto is complicated. If you can't figure out which wallet to buy, if you can't, if you can't do the research to determine the best wallet for you, then how are you going to wrap your head around crypto if you can't take, half an hour or an hour to sit down and decide the right wallet to buy based on your needs? That's kind of where I'm at. So I can't just tell you the best wallet to buy. I just give you recommendations. Smoking Bates just asked me that. What's the best wallet? Don't mean to be a jerk. I'm sorry. It came out wrong. The best wallet for a starter, for a first timer, I would probably say at the moment would be Tangem. They're very easy to use for a beginner. Not as versatile as some of the other wallets, but a good choice for a beginner. I guess I don't have their website pulled up in any of these tabs. And I did some Tangem demos during this stream, so you might want to just go back and watch the stream a little bit if you're interested in how to use the Tangem. But it's a great little, I believe I've got affiliate links for all these wallets down here. So yeah, I got Trezor, Trezor Safe, Tangem, and then I have a discount code you can use, Keystone 3. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of links down below for any wallet that you might be interested in. even if you don't plan on buying it, I would recommend that you just use my link to check them out. You might change your mind once you get there. I don't know that recoding Bitcoin in Rust would improve its scalability. It might, but that's a monumental task to recode an entire software project in a new programming language. I don't know what it's coded in now. I'm like you say, I think it's C or C++. But yeah, Rust is a great new language that a lot of people are using, a lot of blockchain projects are using. But to take a project like Bitcoin that's been around for so long and migrate it over to a whole new programming language would be problematic at best. Not to mention all the people that are hodling Bitcoin and freaking out over what are they doing now, you know. Best not to rock the boat, but not a bad suggestion. Anyway, guys, I'm signing off. I appreciate everybody being here. Let's see, what am I doing here? This one. Yeah, I'm still doing Saturday night as far as I know. Yeah, my parents are here for Christmas. They went down to Indiana today, and they'll be back on Friday. They'll be here Saturday, but my dad will probably tell me to work anyway. He always wants me to work. So I'll probably do the live stream Saturday night like I always do. I will be in town. I look forward to seeing you guys, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll try to do my Wednesday Hardware Wallet Roundup every Wednesday. I switched it from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. today to try and get more people that were available. I want to thank everybody that was in here today, commenting and asking questions and or just watching. And also those that donated. I want to thank everyone that donated. Emmanuel, Tom for coming in and making a donation. I appreciate that. Lee, thank you for your donation. Joseph and Mary Line Hodge, #1, was the first donation today. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And thank you, buddy, for being here. It was good to have you back. Thank you, W. Thank you, Kenny, as always, for the news. P. Wizzle, everybody that was here, thank you so much. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click. That will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.